We're here outside Sram and they've kindly let us do a truck tour. So we're going to have a look in their truck. Super cool, some of the small parts and intricate little details that these guys go to. Okay, so as you can see, it's a pretty big space. Mobile workbenches, they're on wheels. Yep. They can get everything they need right there, work on the fork, get the job done, and the guy's back out on the track. Okay, so as you can see, they have a real sweet chill out area here on the far side of the awning. Anyone's welcome to come in, grab a coffee like me, Red Bull. Usually there's a few sweets or something, beers later on in the afternoon. But the main sort of engine room of the Sram truck is over here, so let's go have a look. This little area here is all for working on shocks. So they've got the vise there to hold all the pieces, undo everything, set it all out really nicely. They can see all the little parts and so on. So they can build the shock here, take it apart, rebuild it, fresh oil, and then they can check it works, everything perfectly on the dyno here. They just check the damping, everything works. We couldn't go without looking in this cupboard. It's called Awesomeness. So you'd expect something pretty cool. Let's have a look. Okay, so next to all the shock rebuilding stuff, we have all the relevant bushes and hardware to rebuild the shock, and then make sure that these pieces in here have the correct hardware, and they'll replace these because they can get worn when they're having a really hard time on the downhill track. Don't remember where it went. So in this bottle here they have nitrogen. Nitrogen is for charging the shocks. So this is purely for rear shocks, nitrogen there. And then over here, when things get serious, they've got a lathe where they can sort of engineer small parts and make them fit and work correctly just as they need. Obviously you can see they've got really nice racks all the way down here, both sides. Chains in this one here, as you can see. It's like a snake's wedding of chains inside here. They're all labelled really nice so everybody knows exactly where everything is. This is press fit bottom brackets and bottom bracket spares. What else have they got? Oh, some serious tools in there. Big presses and stuff. Some more interesting things. How about brakes, small parts, and 7 seconds? There's actually a story about this. I've got some good friends within Sram and I was struggling for a bit of time, so they reckoned that the brakes was the best place to find 7 seconds. So therefore they named the drawer 7 seconds. So you've got small parts for brakes here, different pads, obviously there's different compounds of pads all available. Nice little fancy anodized parts here. Matchmakers and clamps. So these are all to get that nice tidy setup on your bars. They have loads of different styles in there. Cassettes, let's have a look. Wow. Okay, so this is the 7-speed downhill cassette. As you can see, it's got the built-in sort of, when you set your stops, it's actually, even if you've not set them correctly, it's impossible for the chain to go over the cassette. Box of parts, so this is for the fork, all the different parts in here, as you can see. There's a service kit there, seals up here. It's pretty fancy in here. So we've got XX1, XO, there's an XO crankset, handlebars and ice creams. Okay, so we've got the Boo Bar, got Stevie Smith's signature. Okay, so this is quite cool. There's a bunch of dampers here, which are the legs of the fork. So this is sort of the business side of it, if you like. This controls the action of the fork itself. So what we have is the right leg of your fork. We've got low speed rebound here on the bottom, and then we have low speed compression here on the top. And then internally, that can be adjusted by the engineers here, like within half an hour probably. Up here, this is all boxes. So we have boxer lowers all the way along here. So you can get them in white and black, all the way along. So if a rider comes in and he's had a nasty crash that might have twisted him or damaged a set, you know, it's brutal out there and the guys are pushing really hard. So these things can happen when they have like really big crashes. That's all up there, so they can cover everything on your fork. And the top boys would probably have their fork serviced maybe twice a weekend, once on the first day before they ride, and then once before the race, refreshed so they're perfect for racing. Okay, so that's it for the workshop. Obviously these guys work super hard and they have to have some downtime, so they do that in this part of the truck towards the front. If you want to come in here, so immediately here on the left as you walk in, there's a bit of a store. As you can see, the riders, they have a couple of Lycra and Walker Shore are here, so they've got a little bit of a rider's area for their stuff, and then the technicians have their helmets and so on. Sort of swag and stuff in here that everybody loves swag, right? There's RockShox socks, caps. I think American guys wear it this way. I'll wear it this way. Forks. Now we're getting to the good stuff. More forks here. As you can see, there's a box full of boxes. So moving through here, we have a small little kitchenette. Just a tiny little one, but they've got, you know, sink, little hob there, storage space up here, Crispies. It's definitely not an athlete's area. Pringles, Milky Ways. The boys are running on biscuits, crisps and chocolate. Now the fridge. It's quite a big fridge for a little kitchen. So let's have a look in here. If you want to come on in. Okay, so we're in Scotland. We've got tenants, some bread, salami, lots of beer. As you can see, guys, fueled by beer and coffee. Keeps them going all day. Some Red Bull colas. May as well have a beer, hadn't we? Cheers. Okay, so that's it for our SRAM truck tour. As you can see, it's very cool inside. And for more truck tours, click up here for our playlist. And for more pro bikes, click down here. And as always, if you want to see more videos from GMBN, click on the big red truck to subscribe.